television.
Hi, I'm Lex, and this is her story. For women, by women.
This is her story, episode 1. Lexi, take 1. Let's get it. So, could you just, introduce yourself to all of those out there watching?
My name's Alexis Davis Jones. I'm an artist, graphic designer, creative director. I have many hats, but all around, I'm an artist. We need to talk about where I'm from, or like.
You can get everything that you want to.
From the north side of Pittsburgh. We grew up together, Bonneview Street. Moved out to Plum around like 13, 14 years old, and by that time I'm in high school, so I'm going to school in the city, but we just live out there, so I don't really care about making any friends out there. I don't have any friends out there. All my friends are in the city. But yeah, there's that. I went to Winchester Thurston for high school. For middle school, actually, let me start from the beginning. Elementary school, I went to Miller African Academy. That's on the hill. And it was interesting just like seeing the dynamic as I grew up, because in Miller, all of the students predominantly were black. And the majority of the teachers were black as well. We had a few white teachers, but the majority of them were black. At Rogers, it was mixed. The demographic was mixed, so there were all different types of races, people. And same with the teachers. And then in high school, it's a predominantly white school. So I'm one of 2 black girls in my graduating class.
You had a mixture of like different schools growing up, so it was like you got to see every aspect.
I got to see everything.
Yeah.
I got to see everything.
You know, that's funny. Like growing up, like all my schools, I went to Chatham, was like predominantly black.
Right.
Then I went to Schiller. Schiller was a little mixed.
Yeah.
But mostly, you know what I'm saying, predominantly black. And then when I got to high school, that's when it was like, it was super mixed when I went to City High. It was like, you know what I'm saying, we went like to high school downtown. Mm-hmm. It was different, but like you said, you get to experience different things. So it's cool to have that type of experience.
It's true.
But right now, I'm gonna talk to people out there. So for those of you who may have already watched the series Man Up, you may have got a gist of what's the topics and everything, and the framework of the show. But this is her story. This is totally different. I wanted to sit down with women who are influential, who are positive, who can give younger women in the younger generation, something to look up to, and something to look forward to, and something they can, model as. So I also want to take time to thank you for,
No problem, no question.
let me come in here and interview you. So for those who watching, you understand what her story is about. So now that we understand, more about Lexi and where you're from and the school that you went to, talk to me more about, we talked about earlier, we're talking about like mental health. So that's one of the topics I want to dive into first. So what are your thoughts on mental health?
I personally think that everyone should get a therapist. Everybody. Because not many people know much about mental health or know much about therapy, they like stray away from it, and they think that it's like something where you have to take medicine, or you're telling somebody this stuff and you don't know what's being told, or whatever the case may be. But it's literally a third party, it's confidential, like there's nothing to worry about. You can vent to them about everything.
That's true, and I think that like when I like to talk about like Man Up, I want a lot of people to understand like a lot of men should go and see a therapist, because a lot of men go through traumatic experiences. They don't talk about, even with their significant others. It could be their close friends, whatever. It's just some things that they don't tell everybody. So like you said, it's that third party. You don't have to worry about a person judging you
Right.
or anything like that. It's somebody that you go to, you should be able to trust.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying, they can give you insight on the things in your life that you're going through.
And that's the thing, like, people don't realize that there's different forms of therapy. Number one, the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist should be known when you're going into therapy. Because if you want a psychiatrist, you're going to go to somebody that is going to prescribe you medicine.
Right.
If you go to a psychologist, they're going to get into your brain and help you figure out the way you think the way you do. And you're not wrong for thinking the way you do, but this is why you think that way.
Like, they'll give you a better understanding of why.
Right.
And then give you ways to help, you know what I'm saying?
Help deal with those things that you have going on.
Because it's a lot, like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, where we're from, you know, north side, growing up, there's a lot of people that aren't here.
Yeah.
So to deal with those type of, you know, traumatic experiences, losing people at a young age, and have to, you know what I'm saying, carry that with you.
Right.
And it's heavy.
But a lot of people are suffering from PTSD and they don't even realize it.
They don't speak on it. And that's how I had an interview with my brother on Man Up, and we talked about the reason why he smoked marijuana. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like, a lot of black men, you know what I'm saying, and it's a lot of, you know, not even just black men, a lot of people in general,
they use cope?
marijuana to cope. Or, like, it's frowned upon, but when people use alcohol, it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Or if, you know what I'm saying, people eat during their depressions.
Right.
It's different. It's just so many different ways that people deal with the things that they deal with.
Right.
There's not no one perfect thing. Like, one of the things that I'm learning right now, like, to deal with everything I'm going on, I like to work out. So instead of, you know what I'm saying, like, worrying about things or stressing about things, I use that energy and I put it into working out. So that now, like, I'm into this thing where I'm like, all right, I want to see my body transform.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so I'm using that negative energy in my body and using it to create positive outcomes, you know what I'm saying, things like that.
Right. That's good. A lot of people don't realize that working out is, like, literally a stress reliever. Like, it literally releases endorphins and it helps release stress. Like, but I don't know. I'm inconsistent with working out, so I can't say very much about that.
You know,
I love working out when I'm consistent, and when I get in the gym, I'm like a brat. Like the first day, like, getting back into the gym is always trash. But like, once in my flow, like, I go to the gym.
I was like that at first, but like now it's like, I don't know, like,
I just need to be more consistent.
I want to see the next thing. So it's like, all right, I see a change, and it's like, all right, I can go this far. How far can I go next time? You know what I'm saying? I went this long, how long can I go?
True.
So it's like I'm setting daily goals for myself. And then with that, I'm using that to, all right, if I can set physical goals, I can set mental goals.
Right.
And it's helping me, you know what I'm saying? It's like cracking the code to life.
That's real. I'm working on being more organized. Being more organized helps with those mental goals.
Right.
Because personally, me having a to-do list and me writing lists of what I need to get done is so much more productive and helpful for me and to me, because I get so much more done. If I'm just trying to go off of like, all right, so I said I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that. Like, I will literally forget, like,
right. That's exactly how I am.
In 2.6 seconds.
Like, all right, I do my shoots and everything, but like I remember everything on a mental, like, so like.
I'm visual.
See, yeah.
I'm very visual.
I will remember like the day that I gotta shoot. I'm like, all right, I remember having a conversation with this person. I remember.
And that date popping up. But
yeah.
What do I have to do?
But then I'll go look at my message from that person. I'm like, all right, we gotta shoot this time, such this location. But like, that's horrible. But like, I have a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard. But I'll write things down, but like, I'm not consistent with it. Yeah. And that's where I'm trying to find consistency too. Yeah.
It's hard. That's something like people fail to realize. Being consistent, it's hard for real.
It is, because when you're doing something
depending on the task.
Yeah, because when you're doing something at first, it's cool. Because in your mind, you're like, all right, I got this. But then, like, something else pops up.
It sparks your interest.
Yeah, and then you're like,
I put that on the back burner. Mm-hmm.
But that's why I'm like, nope, with the working out and everything, I'm doing that daily, because I'm like, if I take a day off, when people like, you know, take a day off the rest. Then
they'll take a day off. The next day, I'll just do it twice as hard in 2 days or da-da-da-da.
But what I'm learning is, I go to sleep earlier now.
What time do you go to sleep?
I go to sleep at like 9 o'clock. I know it's funny, but
So
look,
I go to sleep so late, but I also really don't have to be up that early either.
I wake up now like 4 o'clock, and then I'll do like a 3 or 4 mile run.
See, that's the thing. I would love to go to the gym early in the morning.
Yeah.
Like early in the morning when no one's there. I don't like people looking at me when I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
I don't go to like whenever I've worked out. I've worked out at my parents' house or I've worked out at like my apartment complex.
I got it at the crib, so like I don't. It's so like you said, it's you don't have to worry about anybody watching you.
Right.
And then it's like I'm in the comfort of my house, so I can just go down there, run on the treadmill for however long I want to.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, it's cold outside this right now. I don't gotta go outside.
Swear.
And then I got weights in the crib, and then I got core stuff that I'm trying to work on my core stuff now. So it's like there's no reason for me not to use the stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And then you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Now that I'm, you know what I'm saying, it helps me think clearly too. And,
It does.
And you know what I'm saying, I'm starting to eat better. And then like
food is just so fire.
Yeah. That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Food is just so fire. Like that's literally the hardest part. Because once you like get in the flow, okay, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the scientific like fact. It takes like 18 days, 3 weeks to get used to something.
Definitely.
Or 21 days. I'm not sure if it's 18 or 21, or if it's actually 3 weeks, but like, it's mental.
Yeah, because like now
your body gets used to it.
Yeah, because like now, like for breakfast, I'm not really a breakfast type of person. But like I'm eating apples, bananas.
Yeah.
Because I'm waking up running, and I gotta like, I don't want to put a heavy back on my body. I want to put something in so my body could use, digest, break it down good. But like I'm starting to make them type of choices and decisions in life now. So I feel like not that I'm getting old, but I'm getting wiser at a young enough age to where I don't have to wait for something to happen to me to change my life. I wanna better my life before.
Yeah. But then it's like you can be on the right track with your life and literally anything can happen.
Like anything.
Literally anything.
And as we just seen, with the unfortunate loss of a legend, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and everyone else, those lives were lost in that tragedy. Like you can't take life for granted.
At all.
Like
but I think the thing that bothers so many people with Kobe's case is that like he was just starting to live for real.
Right, and
like,
it wasn't Kobe like the basketball player. It was Kobe.
It was
like
Kobe
the dad.
like the dad, like the family man, the
actual,
businessman, like the
Kobe,
real Kobe, like
real
the Kobe Bryant, with all his endeavors and all of his things that are going on. That's why like I feel like that it hurts so many people.
Yeah.
That's what it does, and like so many black boys like looked up to him.
Yeah.
And that's where mental health comes into play because
he was right after like, all right, you're already a kid, so like growing up in the 90s, you know about Jordan, like as a little kid, but like here come this dude like playing for the Lakers, like Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. And it's him and Shaq, and they win the championships, and then it's just like to see where he went, and then how far, and then like how he was with his daughters.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's
so sad.
I still ain't like really like process it for real because it just don't feel real. Like it don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, too hard to process.
Yeah.
It's just too sudden and in the way it happened.
It like leaves you like speechless.
Yeah.
At times, because like why, like, and it doesn't make you wonder. Like, I don't want to say it doesn't make you want to question your faith, but like sometimes it's like why, like why? Especially like him.
Yeah, saying it's always like people that
are doing it. Like Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, that don't deserve
like,
it.
Like what? This is crazy. That's what I really feel like.
Then, like you know, saying when we question it, it's just like I feel like it's a message also because whenever someone with a stature like that, like they pass away, it's always a message behind it. Like when Nipsey passed, it like brought so many people together that wouldn't have been brought together. It's unfortunate,
right?
That it take
that took that.
And it seems like it's always takes somebody to pass away.
It's because it's like an energy shift.
Right.
It's literally a shift of energy, and
Cause like, why don't we celebrate life while everyone's alive?
Here,
Like, why
right.
can't I celebrate? Like, you know what? That's a goal and stuff for myself. Like I should be celebrating your life while you're alive. So
Right.
you should be celebrating like everyone's life.
life.
It shouldn't take for someone to pass away for us to realize like we're not here forever, and it's any day, anything can happen to any one of us.
I think the unsettling part about death is like, it's gonna happen regardless.
Right.
You don't know when it's gonna happen, and everyone that you love right now, and everyone that you've hated, and everyone that you know and have a relationship with, is going to die. That's the most unsettling part. Like, everyone. Unless some like great elixir, comes and we're able to live indefinitely.
But that's what you put here to do. You put here to live, to die.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to live it right. You know what I'm saying? Well, like while you were
You're
here.
supposed to live a righteous life.
Yeah.
While you're here. Granted, who deems what's a righteous life other than God?
And then we all have our own perception of it.
Right.
So it's like, who's to say whose perception is right, who's wrong? And that's where a lot of people like realize, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Nobody knows until you die. So you can't go ask, you know what I'm saying? A person affects away, like, you know what I'm saying? Who's God?
True.
You have to live like, you know what I'm saying? The way you think is right. But you can still continue.
See, I don't know. And this is backpedaling back to Kobe. I just don't understand why, like, I just don't understand why. Like, out of all times for this to happen. Literally the day after LeBron
Passes him in the scoring.
What? What are the chances?
Like it should have been like.
What?
He should have been a part of like celebration. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Because he was.
There's no way you could have told me in a million years that Kobe wouldn't have made it to the Hall of Fame and wouldn't have been able to make his speech
one day. Like his daughter would be playing in the WNBA. Like it's not even just Kobe. It's like, come on, like his daughter passed away, and then the other families.
Right.
And then
so many people's lives were impacted by this. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And like the way that it happened, like they were too low for air control, but then people, like so many details have been put onto the internet. This is what I love and hate about social media, because you can get into someone's personal so easily, so quick. I can be an FBI agent and figure out something about someone quick.
It's too much information, too easy.
Very tech savvy, but when it sucks in a situation like this where his wife found out that he died by TMZ. What?
Nobody's trying to found out that a spouse or loved one, anybody passed away through social media.
Through social media? His wife?
Like, they didn't even give time for the
families to get notified?
For the police department to do what they were supposed to do, for the fire departments to do what they were supposed to do.
Like, what?
It was just, you know what I'm saying, it's a story that we can sell.
Right. Literally, that's what it is.
It's immoral. It's immoral.
And that's what, and I'm sorry to, like, say this, or, like, I don't know. It just popped into my brain, and it's been on my mind. It's like shit like TMZ and shit like The Simpsons and stuff like that makes me like think like, what? How is The Simpsons just predicting all of this stuff?
And then how does TMZ get this information before everybody?
Before everybody else.
Well, like, you know, and I didn't think about that, but like, how do they? Like, yeah, how?
How?
And like,
how?
Why? And like, why?
Why?
Why are we as a society that concerned about, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Celebrities and stuff like that. Like, I don't hardly follow any celebrities, and if I do, I follow them for a specific reason.
I thought, yes, for a specific reason. I follow probably like 10 celebrities.
Yeah, and they're all on. Or like, I follow like one of my favorite rappers just to see if they're like dropping some new music. Yeah. But like celebrities,
I follow I can literally probably name them. Meg Thee Stallion, because I'm meeting Meg Thee Stallion. I don't care what nobody says. I'm meeting Meg Thee Stallion, whether it's this year, next year. I'm meeting her. I'm working with her. It's happening. Kalani, I love her. Wiz, because It's Wiz. Like, it's Wiz. I'm gonna meet him too.
It's automatic.
Like, it's automatic, no hands down. Tiana Taylor, Beyonce, Rihanna, because Rihanna, Drake, Future. I just love Future's toxic ass. I just love him so much. That's 7.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 more that I can think of. Like, that I can't think of right now.
I can name 3. Kevin Hart, Will Smith.
Oh, I follow Will Smith.
DJ Khaled. But like I followed them because they cracked the algorithms of social media.
Yo, are you subscribed to Will Smith's YouTube?
No.
I love Will Smith's YouTube.
But like he rebranded himself.
He absolutely 100%.
Through social media.
Through social media, rebranded himself. Absolutely 100%. That was his goal.
Kevin Hart has a sneaker deal with Nike. He's a comedian. How do you do that? By constantly showing your workouts and showing that you're dedicated. And then he shows the transformation through his body.
Facts.
Through working out with wearing Nike gear. Okay.
Very true.
DJ Khaled, I mean, he's on Snapchat. He's on everything.
What's crazy is like I unfollowed DJ Khaled because of that reason. Right. He was just all.
You don't have to follow DJ Khaled to even see.
And you even see his stuff. That's when I realized like I'm gonna see his stuff regardless whether I follow him or not. So I'm just unfollow him. I didn't even realize his wife was like. She's about to bust any day now. Right. Like.
But them 3 dudes, they cracked the code of social media, and like they know how to like use it for the brand. And that's what I'm trying to use social media to get this message out there for people, like people doing positive things like yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like this platform is just like a comfortable platform to talk about, you know what I'm saying, everything. It's not just talk about what you got doing, it's talk about yourself and your feelings and what's going on. But, you know what? We're gonna dive back into our next topic, which is gonna be relationships right after this break. So sit tuned, we'll be right back. This is Her Story with Lexi. So, coming right back, you know what I'm saying, from the break that we just had, we're going to dive into relationship talk. So, give me, like, your, not, I don't want to say ideal relationship, but like, give me things that, you know what I'm saying, that you, in your relationship that are key.
Trust, honesty, like friendship.
I think that's like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what makes my current relationship so different about like most of my other ones is that like he's like actually one of my best friends.
Right.
And I've known him for years. Other relationships that I've been in, they were relationships started with the intent of like us dating.
Right.
Not like you knew me and yeah. Like, but he's already known me for such a long time. Like,
that's key.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, all right, you know everything about that person that will make you consider wanting to be in a relationship with that person.
Right.
It's not just, okay, I'm just physically attracted to this person and I want to just jump into a relationship. Yeah. And it's like, well, I don't even know this person. And then that creates friction down the road. Yeah. But like once you have that base, that friendship, then you can just keep building upon that.
Right.
And that's key. Mm-hmm. That's key.
I agree.
And I we were talking about earlier, like living with significant others. Mm-hmm. So like, how is that?
It's cool for us. Like, prior to us moving in together, I had my own apartment. Right. So he was like always coming from my house. And then I was moving out of my apartment, and it was kind of just, it came down to like, all right, so what are we doing? Right. Like, because you're living at your mom's, I'm moving out of my apartment, or if you about to get your own place and I'm about to get my own place for myself, and then we just talked about like moving in together. And like prior to like years ago, we talked about being roommates like forever ago, and we never followed through with it. But I got my own place, and then we ended up moving in together.
So it sounds like it's an easier test. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we get along very well.
Yeah.
So it's.
Cause that was something like.
Yo, you know how if I used to love having my own apartment because I used to always.
It's your own space.
It's my own space,
Yeah.
and I love being in my own space.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just like in love with him. I just want to be with him all the time.
Yeah.
So like, why
That's
not be
what you
with
want to
him?
spend your time with.
Yeah, like so it. Yeah.
Like your alone time will be the time that you want to spend with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's understandable.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but everybody
Sometimes.
wants. So everybody gotta have
Yeah.
like their personal alone time.
Yeah.
But like that's who you want to spend most of your time.
Right.
So it's only right.
Right.
I can dig that.
So yeah, the only thing that like I think that with girls who have their boyfriends that move in with them, or not even with them because we moved in together, I don't want to make that impression, but like I have like my own way of like cleaning and living, and so does he. Not to say that he's dirty, but just like I think boys in general just expect their girlfriends to just like get their shit and clean up their stuff all the time. It's just like, I'm not your mom.
Right.
Get your stuff.
You still gotta clean up. You still gotta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's responsible.
But he does that. I don't want to say that, but I think that
That's like a statement.
that's definitely what happens when you move in with your significant other. Like those initial typical gender roles like come into play,
Yeah.
but when the dynamic's not, that way, it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's whatever you make it.
I know I experienced those things in the past, so this is like it's a balance.
Yeah.
And it's just like trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Alright, this person is good at this.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? I'm good at this, but like, y'all can connect, alright, you know what I'm saying? Well, my thing was, I like to cook. And then, I said the other like to cook too. So it was like, we were always competing, we were cooking all the time.
Yeah.
But then it was like, I was like, alright, you like to cook so much, I'm gonna let you cook.
Like, go ahead, cook.
You know what I'm saying? I would do something else, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was able to find that, it's that balance. I'm not going to, fight with you about something like that. I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
And then, still like on the topic of relationships, and you're talking about trust.
You just texted me, that was so funny.
See?
Spoke what?
Like talking about trust. Trust is big. Like you said, like having that friendship. That's the trust right there. Because if I can trust you as a friend, alright, we see we have going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. A lot of people just jump right into relationships and don't think about that aspect, and then they get hurt.
Listen, first of all, I hate getting out of a relationship. It was crazy because like I got out of a relationship and he and I had rekindled our friendship a few months before I got out of my relationship. But it wasn't like he was trying to push up on me or like anything like that. It was literally circumstances had changed. He was in a relationship, he had gotten out of a relationship, and like, this sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't want it to sound weird. I don't want it to sound like...
I hear you. I'm right with you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And I had cut him off because he had gotten... Yeah. I had cut him off and we weren't friends because we were like kind of like fake dating a while back, but like not really. It was just like fun, like summer fun.
Yeah.
We had never done anything, but we were just literally just having fun, drinking and always going out. And we had like friend groups that would just always go out together,
Right.
and we'd all have a good time. And summer 16 was such a great summer. I'ma just say that. But like stuff had happened, and he ended up getting a relationship, and I got into a relationship. So when I got into my relationship and he did his thing,
It was all, yeah.
all ties were cut. Like there was nothing going on. But he had gotten out of his relationship, and one of our mutual friends was like, yo, he's been talking about you, like not even in the sense of like wanting to like date you, but like friendship wise. He was like, just talk to him. Like just talk to him. And it could have been just niggas being niggas, but I don't think that's what it was, because this mutual friend is one of my really, really close guy friends as well. Right. So I think his intentions were good and he just wanted me to talk to him. And I did. And then we became friends again. And then I broke up with my ex, like, towards the end of that year because so much had gone on. And I was, like, really depressed. I was really, really sad because, like, that relationship meant a lot to me. He meant a lot to me. And he's still he's a great guy. It was just, like, we just didn't work out the time. So I was, like, really depressed. And he helped me. And not even in a sense of, like, again, him pushing up. He was just literally a really good friend because all of my other friends, like, I don't like being vulnerable. I really don't. I'm Scorpio. I like to, like, keep all my stuff inside. Like, if I'm going through something, I try not to let people know it. Or if I am going through something, I'm trying to, like, analyze it and get through it and then maybe talk about it. But it's sometimes I just suck at communicating.
I'm a Gemini, so.
But I was really, really, really depressed, and he helped me, and I think it just kind of blossomed from that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like a Disney, like. You know,
oh my God! Shut up.
You know, that's like a Tyler Perry movie. You know?
Tyler Perry, not even like a Tyler Perry. It gotta be Tyler Perry.
Like a good Tyler Perry movie.
Can we go?
Not the Medea ones, like the ones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like Tyler Perry movies are always like
the $100 million box
crazy.
office.
They're always like
like the story where, like, you know what I'm saying, like it was a relationship, girl just got out, but saying, but it's like a friend, and then you know
which one? And then she got AIDS because she cheated on him. Exactly.
Yeah,
like it's always something crazy like AIDS or like.
We're gonna make it to a Yay Shades movie. That's what we're doing. We're gonna make it to a Yay Shades movie.
There we go. Listen, really?
We were talking about like how it blossomed into, you know what I'm saying, where it's at now.
Oh yeah. So he we were dating, but like I kept telling him like I'm not your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like I'm not your girlfriend, and we're still friends, and we're just a little bit more than friends now because we're doing a little bit more than friend things.
Yeah.
Like, but then we like made it clear like
it's just
it's just us. Yeah. But I'm just really low key with my private life, and like
that's how I am.
Like I feel like actually I wouldn't say I used to really be super like boisterous. Would you think that I was?
No.
I feel like I never really have been that way. But relationships, friendships, things like that are like so dear to me, and like my relationship is
I like to keep
so much to me, like
private, like everything has to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to know anything that's going on in my personal life.
And that's my thing. I feel like I used to have all these friends. I used to always talk to them about my shit, and then I was like, your friends don't really need to be knowing like all this stuff, because then they make bad judgment calls based off of what you told them, and I'm just like.
But then look, that goes back to what we're talking about mental health. It's like, all right, so then we stop talking, you know what I'm saying, about that stuff to friends to a certain extent. Then it's like, all right, damn, I'm keeping more stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I think for me, I'm just always gonna.
That's how it's gonna be.
That's how it's gonna be.
I'm the same way. Look, I'm like, look.
It'll get better over time.
You don't need to know what's going on with like relationships. You don't need to go on with like my family, with my son. None of that. Like, what is the purpose of somebody, you know what I'm saying, having to know that information for what?
Right.
Especially if you're not within that, you know what I'm saying, circle that I just, you know what I'm saying, explain. Like, what is the purpose of me saying that? Especially if I don't have no purpose.
I think that's why so many people. I had a friend that met my parents recently. And she was like, I didn't know your parents like had this nice house and da 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 da, which is like, you know, just talking about my parents, but like, my parents since forever. Like, whether they have a lot of money or they have like no money, that doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna just be out here talking about it on social media.
That's not, what is the purpose
because
of that?
Why do I need to tell people that?
Right.
Like,
And it was like I had to learn how to be like, you know what I'm saying, with like especially with the show now, how to be in front of a camera. Like one of my things was with videographer. I didn't want to be known for just the guy that just shoots music videos and just shoots things at events or things like that. I wanted to be known for the content, and then what I'm saying, the things that I put out that are things that I came out with, ideas that I came out with, so people can understand like the type of person that I am.
I think we're kind of on the same page with that, because like you want everybody just to know that you're a videographer and that you have all these different realms that you can get into.
Right.
And that's how I am too. I'm an artist. I don't want someone to just be like, oh, she just does logos.
Right. So
because there's so many things that I do.
Right. Because I had quit working, a traditional job.
Yeah.
To do, some videography, full on, full time. But then like over time you start thinking like, am I working for myself still, or am I working for somebody else? Because each client that you have is a contract. You know what I'm saying? You're working for somebody else. Yeah. They're essentially your boss.
You do need, when you're an entrepreneur,
yeah,
you need people.
Right.
That's literally how it works. Right. Like. So
now I feel like I got to a point where,
you are working for yourself, but you're not necessarily working for yourself.
Right, right. And I've done, I have enough good connections with people, and I've built a name for myself, a good name for myself, to where I feel like I'm at a point where, all right, I'm gonna start doing this, with the show like this. Like her story to me is more important of a realm than Man Up, because like I said, I wanted to have men's voice heard on Man Up, but like not a lot of people listen to black women. Like we'll listen to them to a certain extent. It's like we always say like, oh, they always complaining about something. That's what, like most.
And what's crazy is like black women like raise this country.
Right, and a lot of people don't even see like everyday things like without black women, it's a wrap. Like
literally, so many black women were nannies and cooking, right, and cleaning and all that shit.
And y'all don't get enough like.
We don't get enough credit
at all, and enough shine. So it's like, all right, I have a platform now that I want to give to women so that they can, talk about everything. And it's not just another show where it's like a woman sitting down with a woman and just talking about. I actually got a man sitting down with a woman, so it's like I want to know more about women. So it's not just all right, this is for people out there to watch. It's like something personal for me. On my journey of becoming a better person, I want to understand more about women, and how to go about, respecting and caring for women and nurturing women the way that they nurture men, because y'all are nurturers. Yeah. And y'all take care of so many men that don't reciprocate that energy and that type of love, even though they might do it with gifts. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that men do, or will do financial things to show their love. But it's like it's okay to nurture, the women in your life the same way that they nurture you. Yeah. Show that same type of love. Right. If you got somebody just rubbing your back, rub their back, because just like you had a hard day, you don't know what they're going through. They had the same exact hard day, maybe even harder, because they're carrying your burdens on top of their burden. Mm-hmm. And as women and then as black women, y'all carry a lot of people's burdens on top of your own. Yeah. So I commend y'all and I commend you. I love everything that you're doing, and I want you to talk before we leave. I want you to talk more about what you do with your art and everything else, and on a personal level, so you get the people more about what you do. Okay.
So like we were talking about earlier, how you don't want to necessarily have people stick you into that part of, oh, he only makes music videos. I make just about anything you want me to make. Right. Literally. Anything. When it comes to art, logos, business cards, flyers, album artwork, murals for your kid's bedroom, murals for your bedroom. I paint on letters, I paint on faces, I paint on, I can paint on just about anything. I can paint just about anything. I'm getting into animation. That's my newest thing, 3D and 2D animation, so that I can be different. That's my thing. I like being different. I like
black women in digital media.
Yes.
Get ready to get with it.
Definitely. I know a lot when it comes to graphic design. wedding invitations, like I said, business cards and flyers and stuff like that earlier. Baby shower invitations, birthday invitations, diaper raffle tickets, thank you cards. I be on the lookout for Valentine's. I'm gonna do like personal Valentine's for people. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need one of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Just because I have so many like different. Anyway, I have so many ideas. I have so many things that I want to do. Like I said, I'm getting into 2D animation, 3D animation. Shout out to Manoli and Cam. I met Cam through an art show back in the summer. I was in an art show and he came through and he loved my work. Come to find out, he's a super dope artist. He's having a show. I'm going to a show to support, and he's teaching me how to 3D animate. What are the chances that he's in Lawrenceville where I live?
Right.
So I'm meeting up with him in Manoli. We go back to Winchester. He's 2 grades below me, but his brother was a grade above me. So me and his brother were friends, and he was always like his little brother. So like seeing him now, he's dope as hell. Like he has this. We just talked about this. This contract he had with this company. He got paid bread like these, or he's making money for like big known companies, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy because I feel like my degree of separation is so small in Pittsburgh. I know so many people, and if I don't know them, somebody that I know knows them can get me in contact with them. So having those resources and networking and being able to barter services or connect with those people so that they can help me because they see that I'm an up and coming dope artist speaks volumes, and I love that. So animation coming soon. I'm starting to learn how to do nails. Shout out to Lauren Long because she is one of the best nail techs I've ever seen, and I love her because she's such a boss babe. And just seeing where she's come from and seeing where she's at now, like Lauren, if you're watching this, shout out to you, girl. You know I love you. Me and Lauren used like to sit in my kitchen/living room, my parents' house. She would come over and do my nails. Like we would talk about her starting her businesses, and now she has 2 in a matter of a year.
That's what's up.
Like, who else in Pittsburgh is doing that? Nobody. Right. Period. Like, and it's black owned, and she's so reputable. She got Best Salon in 2019. I think it was Pittsburgh Magazine. Either way, like doing it. Period. Like she started her nail academy, and I took her beginner course, and it was dope. It was amazing, and I learned the basics, and she gave me all the tools that I needed, and she's still open for help and resources. She's willing to do one-on-one courses, but that's my next venture, doing nails, and I recently started painting with a twist. So newest location is in Penn Hills, in the shopping plaza right off of Rhode Island Road. We're right next to the laundromat. Like, come see me. I'm just trying to work, and I'm trying to be somebody and be something, and I want people and kids in Pittsburgh and young women in Pittsburgh to see that, like, one, if you're an artist, like, it's hard being an artist. It's hard being an artist because artists don't get paid enough for the things that they do. And I'm not talking about just visual artists, I'm talking about artists in general. They do not get paid for all the hard work that they put into to what they do. And it takes, like, people that are shining now put in so much effort in the beginning to get to where they are. There's so much groundwork that does not just happen. For some people, for those lucky people, it happens overnight or it happens over a matter of 6 months. But for people that don't have those connections, or for people that, didn't start off with the help that they needed, had to start from the ground up by themselves. So I want people to know that, and like I said, especially young girls and young women, to know that you can do it. And I know that I'll be somebody, and to watch out for my name, because I'm going to do it. Whatever I put my mind to, I can do. If I really do it. You know what I mean? And that's with anybody. I don't want anybody to ever think that like you can't reach your dreams, because literally, like, you always hear people talk about it, and you always hear people like, oh, if you believe, you can achieve. But that's real.
You literally can.
You literally can. Like, manifesting is real, and bringing things into you can manifest your life.
Yeah.
For real. Like, I'm just so blessed to have been able to do all the things I've done and be where I am now. Because, newsflash, I didn't finish college.
Right. And a lot of us didn't. And
a lot of us didn't. Like, and a lot of us are working hard. That's why I said we didn't have the tools to know exactly what we should do to start a business and file for LLC and do all those things. Like, no one told us how to do that.
Now it's a lot more information out there to help us.
There's so much more.
If you don't do it, then you I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. Like, and that's why, like, you go back to social media and you love it and you hate it, but social media literally can get you to the top.
Get you where you need to go.
To get you where you need to be, like, literally get you to the top. That's why I'm trying to rebrand and get my marketing, like, together and in order, because I want people to see me more.
Right. Same.
I want people to be able to, like, see my stuff without me actually having to be present, or me having to, reach out one-on-one. Facebook and, like, Instagram ads.
Huge.
Smart.
Yeah.
Super, super smart. Because with those, you can literally determine
how much you want to spend.
You can determine what your demographic is going to be, who you're going to reach out to, who your audience is going to be, all of that.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. It's literally,
you can spend $20.
You can spend $20. You just only reach out to about 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Like,
you spend you gotta put in what you want.
You gotta put in what you want, and what you put in,
it'll come back.
It'll come back.
Yeah, definitely. It'll come
That's
back.
with everything, with energy, with karma, with everything. Whatever you put into the universe is always gonna come back to you. That's why I try to be good to people, because I want good things to happen to me.
That's good. Yeah.
That's literally like kind of like a motto. Like, do things to people that you want done unto you.
Listen to that. That's right. Well, I want to thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me. First episode, like.
First episode of Her Story.
Yes.
So,
be on the lookout for Her Story. This is. We need something like this. We need people to go into the community and outreach and talk to people and hear their stories, because people's stories deserve to be heard.
Right.
Did you ever hear of the Humans of New York Instagram?
No. I gotta check it out.
You need to check it out. It's literally ran by a photographer who travels all over the world, but I guess they're centered out of New York. I'm not sure if they're from New York. I'm not sure if it's a woman or a man. I have no clue, but they post people's stories every day. They post a picture of them, picture they took, and I guess they talk to people and record their stories and tell them that they're from Humans of New York, or I'm not sure what they tell them, but they get them to tell their story, and some of them are so amazing.
And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give men their platform to tell their stories and man up. We're trying to give women their platform on Her Story to tell, everything that they have to say. So, that's it. That's all we have for you on this episode. So stay tuned for the next one. My name is Chris. It's from Yes Yes, and you're watching Her Story.